Hey, what's up, everybody? Is today the calm before tomorrow's storm? Is there going to be a storm tomorrow? I don't know, but tomorrow is the day that we've all been anxiously waiting for when Jerome Powell on March the 20th, 2024, walks up to that podium and announces his plans for the federal funds interest rate for the month of March. Will he decide to keep rates unchanged or to start cutting interest rates, or could he possibly do the unthinkable that the markets are not expecting, and that is to increase interest rates? That will be the discussion on today's video. Please consider hitting that thumbs up button on the video. I will be giving you my thoughts, my opinions, and please do share your thoughts, your opinions in that comment section below. And of course, I am being overly dramatic when I'm talking about a storm tomorrow, but anytime Jerome Powell speaks, it usually creates headlines, and them headlines usually creates markets to react, and that includes the silver and gold markets, the stock market, the crypto markets. All markets listen when Jerome Powell talks, regardless of what he does tomorrow, because I believe it's already sort of baked into the markets, maybe not, that he is going to keep rates yet again unchanged. According to the CME Group Fed Watch tool, there's a 99.0% chance that rates will stay unchanged. And that's what I'm expecting. I am expecting, in my opinion, who knows, maybe he will decide to do something different, but I think rates will remain unchanged tomorrow. But it's not so much what he does tomorrow, unless he decides to cut interest rates or if he decides to increase interest rates. But if he keeps rates unchanged, if he does nothing with the interest rates, I don't think the markets are going to react alone to just that. It's what he says after he announces his decision, after his prepared comments, because his prepared comments are usually the same. With the exception of a word or a line here or there, he pretty much keeps his prepared statements exactly the same. He'll mention something about getting inflation back down to the Fed's 2% goal. That's going to be probably what he opens up that press conference with, followed by something about the labor markets. He spoke previously a lot about needing to soften the labor markets, and it looks like he's done his job of softening of the labor markets from what I've been seeing. I've been seeing a lot of layoffs, and I believe that was his goal. And when he says softening of the labor markets, I do believe that is what he meant. And of course, even before he walks up to that podium, we're all going to already know what the decision was, because we find that out at 2 p.m. Eastern time, and then his press conference is, I do believe, at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. But today, the markets are pretty calm. Well, let me take that back. Gold and silver are pretty calm, not doing much. The stock market is up pretty big for some reason. Not exactly sure. I didn't do a whole lot of looking into the stock market today. And crypto is extremely volatile. A lot of Bitcoin is down pretty big today. But silver and gold is what I am more concerned about. And they are not doing a whole lot. Silver is currently down, as I'm recording this video, down about 0.5%, or down 0.54%, down 14 cents to $24.95. Gold is also down just a little bit, not much, down $6.60 to $2,154.10. Platinum is down quite a bit, down 2.63%, or down $24 to $900. Palladium and rhodium are the two biggest movers so far on the day. Palladium is down over 5%, down 5.03%, or down $51 to $1,000. and rhodium is down almost 4.5%, or down 4.35%, down $200 to $5,200. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about the spot prices for the precious metals. Of course, by the time I upload this video, I'm sure those will be either a little bit different or maybe even much different. Let me know what the price of gold and silver is as you are watching this video. I would like to also reference an article on Kitco News by Jim Wyckoff. It says, modest price pressure on gold and silver as FOMC on deck. Gold and silver prices are down a bit in early U.S. trading Tuesday. The marketplace is subdued early this week, just ahead of U.S. data point of the week. The Federal Open Market Committee FOMC monetary policy meeting that begins Tuesday morning and ends Wednesday afternoon with a statement and press conference from Fed Chairman Jerome Powell. And that's where these markets are going to be listening. All ears open to that Jerome Powell press conference. And that Q&A with the media, that is what, in my opinion, is the most important from that press conference, is when the media starts asking questions and he starts answering those questions. Usually something comes up that the media and the news outlets and the markets like to target. Something that he says puts it all in the headlines, and that's what usually moves the markets one way or another, either pushing it further into red, further into green, could potentially go sideways. We just don't know, but it'll be very interesting tomorrow. No change in policy is expected, but as always, the marketplace will parse the statement and Powell's presser for clues on the future path and timing of the monetary policy. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I've been saying for the last several weeks, is in this press conference, the markets will be listening. Whether you and I believe what comes out of his mouth, that necessarily does not matter, because the markets listen, and the markets don't always believe what he says. The markets quite often will take what he says, turn his words around, in my opinion, and they'll say, even though some of the words that he uses may be pretty hawkish, but they'll take something out of there where the markets will believe that what he said was dovish instead of being hawkish. April gold was last down $5.70 at $2,158.60. May silver was last down 11 cents at $25. Asian and European stock markets were mixed in overnight trading. U.S. stock index futures are set to open slightly lower when the New York day session begins. This article was a little bit earlier this morning, by the way. In overnight news, the Japanese yen sunk against the U.S. dollar after the Bank of Japan ended its era of negative interest rates. The BOJ, Bank of Japan, set its main interest rate range at 0 to 0.1%. The key outside markets today sees the U.S. dollar index higher. Crude oil prices are slightly down and trading around $82.50 a barrel. The yield on the benchmark 10-year U.S. Treasury note is presently fetching 4.31%. Let's take a look and see what actually is the U.S. dollar index doing right now as I'm recording this video. And the DXY, the dollar index, is currently up 0.42 or 0.40% to 103.85. I would also like to reference just a little piece of a CNBC article as well. This is by Steve Leisman. It says the Fed could cut rates fewer times than expected as the economy keeps growing, according to CNBC survey. I'm just going to reference just a little bit of this article. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but I do find a little piece of this interesting. Both articles that I mentioned in this video, I'll put in the description of this video so you can read them both in full context. It says forecasters in the CNBC Fed survey are increasingly confident that the U.S. economy will avoid a recession and pull off a soft landing. Very interesting. Let me know your thoughts about that, the soft landing, in the comments section below. And unlike past surveys, don't even see growth slowing much below potential in the next couple of years. The potential downside of the better forecast, less Fed easing, with the possibility that officials at their next meeting, which is tomorrow, at their next meeting this week, forecast fewer rate cuts in 2024 than they did in December. For now, the narrative that the U.S. economy is so fragile that it cannot survive without ultra-low rates has been debunked and discarded into the rubbish bin of history, wrote John Donaldson, director of fixed income at the Haverford Trust Company, in response to the survey. Very interesting. I do appreciate everybody for taking time out of your day to watch this video. Do let me know your thoughts, your opinions in that comment section below. What do you think Jerome Powell will do? Or more importantly, what do you think he will say? Do you think these markets will move big tomorrow, or do you think it will be much of a nothing burger as far as silver and gold is concerned? Thanks everybody for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and I'll talk to everybody on my next video. Thanks a lot, everyone.